She had one song and suddenly the whole world knew her name. Tyla, a viral hit, Grammy buzz.
Like, I never thought I'd say I won a Grammy at 22 years old.
Fashion spreads, co-signed from global superstars. It looked like the perfect rise of a new African pop queen. But then, silence, then backlash, then chaos. Interviews went sideways. Tweets went viral for all the wrong reasons.
Oh my, what the heck? What? Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Like,
Fans started asking questions. Who is Tyla, really? Why can't she just say she's black? Is she an industry plant? Why does every public appearance seem to spark a firestorm? This is a story of how a South African girl with global dreams got lost in translation, and how the very identity that made her unique became the thing she was most attacked for. We're breaking down how cultural nuance, internet outrage, and branding over substance turned one of music's brightest new stars into a polarizing mystery. But here's the question we're really asking. Is Tyla flopping, or are we just watching a young artist learn, stumble, and grow in real time under an unforgiving spotlight? Stay locked in, because this isn't just about music. It's about fame, identity, and what happens when the world projects its expectations onto someone who's still figuring herself out. When Water hit the internet in 2023, it didn't just trend, it drowned everything else out. The song was Afrobeat with a pop twist, paired with viral choreography that set TikTok ablaze. Suddenly, Tyla wasn't just a singer, she was a global sensation. The numbers backed it up. Water went triple platinum in the US, topped the Billboard US Afrobeats chart, and cracked the Global 200. In an industry flooded with sound-alikes, Tyla stood out. She was fresh, stylish, and unapologetically South African. And that's what made it special. In interviews, Tyla celebrated her heritage. She called her success groundbreaking for a South African-born artist with an African song and African dance style making waves overseas. She believed she had cracked the code's global appeal without sacrificing authenticity. But fame moves fast, and while Water surged, something else began to slip. Control of her own narrative. The music hit, the branding hit, but Tyla the person started becoming a question mark. Fans loved the vibe, but they didn't feel like they knew her. The confidence felt curated. The interview started going viral, but not for the reason she hoped. The stage was set, and the cracks were just starting to show. The first real storm hit in December 2023. An old TikTok resurfaced where Tyla proudly called herself a colored South African, wearing traditional jewelry and Bantu knots. In South Africa, that term colored isn't a slur. It's a real racial classification tied to history, culture, and identity. For many, it's a source of pride. But in the US, that word carries a different weight. For Black Americans, it drips with Jim Crow trauma segregation signs, racial violence, and generational pain. So when that clip hit American timelines, it exploded. People weren't just confused, they were offended. Accusations flew. She's distancing herself from blackness. She profits off black culture but doesn't claim it. The internet dragged Tyla Bantu knots and all. She tried to explain. In interviews, she said she's Zulu, Indian, Mauritian, and Irish. That in South Africa, she grew up being colored, but also mixed race. And yes, also black. I'm all of it, she said. But nuance doesn't trend. The internet wanted clarity, not complexity. Instead of bridging cultures, her words felt like riddles. The cognitive dissonance was real and it made fans uncomfortable. Her authenticity wasn't in question. Her relatability was. The controversy wasn't just about language. It was about identity, projection, and the price of being misunderstood. By mid-2024, Tyla's PR nightmare had reached peak confusion, and then came the infamous Breakfast Club interview. Charlemagne that got asked her directly, so what does it mean to be a colored South African? It was a perfect setup for clarity. Tyla froze. Not a single word. Her team's voice chimed in from off-camera, trying to shut it down. Awkward silence. Confused laughs. Cringe. And that moment went viral again. Instead of clarifying her identity, Tyla became the punchline. She later took to social media, writing, "I never denied being black. In South Africa, I'm colored. In the US, I'm black. I'm both. It was honest, but to many, it felt like backpedaling. The internet doesn't do well with silence. And when you stay quiet too long, people start filling in the blanks for you. Some saw her as evasive, others are ungrateful. A few even accuse her of weaponizing ambiguity to stay marketable across regions. Tyla wasn't trying to be controversial. She was trying to be herself. But when you're on a global stage, your story isn't just yours anymore. Every pause, every tweet, every uncomfortable moment gets turned into a headline. And for Tyla, the narrative was spiraling out of her hands. Tyla's public image took another hit at the 2024 MTV VMAs. She just won Best Afrobeats Song for Water, a huge win. But when it came time to accept the award, she hesitated. Looking visibly overwhelmed, she asked Lil Nas X to hold the trophy for her. "It's heavy," she laughed nervously. The internet wasn't laughing. Memes exploded. Critics mocked her for acting too delicate. "You can't even hold your own award," some said. Others took it further, accusing her of arrogance, entitlement, or playing the helpless princess act. It wasn't the moment she thought it would be, and it kept getting worse. Soon after, Tyla performed alongside Usher. It should have been a moment of validation. Instead, she subtly distanced herself during their dance, pivoting just as things got close. Viewers called her ungrateful, cold, even disrespectful. Every move became a misstep. Every gesture is interpreted as an attitude. Whether she was being herself or simply uncomfortable, the audience didn't care. They wanted poise, charm, and gratitude. She gave them uncertainty. Suddenly, the girl who once lit up stages just by showing up couldn't do anything right in the public eye. And the whisper started. Was Tyla really built for this? Or was the shine wearing off? As the backlash mounted, a familiar phrase started popping up online. Industry plant. The theory? Tyla hadn't earned her fame. She was manufactured for it. No indie grind. No basement shows. Just a perfect debut, major label backing, global press, and viral choreography. Everything felt too polished, too planned. And the numbers started to back up the suspicion. Despite Water dominating charts, Tyla's debut album sold just 24,000 copies in its first week. For someone with global superstar branding, that was a quiet thud. Then came the tour drama. The European leg was postponed. The North American leg? Cancelled. Officially, it was due to injury. Unofficially, people weren't buying tickets. Online, the whispers got louder. Who's really checking for Tyla Live? No fan base, just followers. The image was slick, but the foundation felt shaky. Even her visuals flawless as they were spark skepticism. She looked like a fuller-formed pop star in her third album era, not a newcomer still finding her voice. Was she talented? Absolutely. But was she connecting? That's what fans were starting to question. The industry had crowned her, but the audience hadn't. And in pop music, no amount of money can manufacture what matters most: belief. Just when things couldn't get messier, lawsuits entered the chat. In mid-2025, two producers filed suit against Tyla over her breakout hit Water, alleging they were cut out of credits and royalties. The track that launched her career was now at the center of a legal firestorm. They claimed the fallout damaged both their income and reputation, raising even more questions about who really built the Tyla machine. Meanwhile, her momentum was slipping. Tyla released 4 singles in 2025. Only one, Dynamite featuring Wizkid, managed to crack the US charts. The others barely made a ripple. The TikTok buzz was gone. The headlines had cooled. And fans? They were moving on. The novelty was wearing off, and what remained felt thin. No musical evolution. No raw vulnerability. Just aesthetics and algorithms. America, in particular, had grown impatient. In a market saturated with artists who bring grit, growth, and depth, Tyla's brand of glossy mystery wasn't enough anymore. You can't TikTok your way to longevity. Her team kept pushing out visuals, collabs, and magazine spreads. But the music? It wasn't hitting like before. And without a compelling narrative to anchor her, Tyla felt like she was slowly fading one underwhelming drop at a time. Tyla's story isn't just a music industry case study. It's a mirror. It shows what happens when authenticity meets global expectations, when an artist is thrown into the spotlight before their voice, their story, or their audience is ready. She had the look. She had the hit. But she didn't have the time to grow into the artist people wanted her to be. Was she misunderstood? Yes. Mishandled? Maybe. But most of all, she became a symbol of a deeper issue, what we expect from young black women in pop culture. Clarity, confidence, perfection. And when they hesitate, when they complicate the narrative, we punish them. Tyla's fall isn't a failure. It's a lesson about the speed of hype, the violence of visibility, and how identity doesn't always survive globalization. She's still young, still talented, still evolving. But for now, the spotlight is colder, the applause quieter, and the path forward steeper. If Tyla wants to reclaim her story, she'll have to do what every real artist eventually must. Stop performing for the world and start creating for herself. If you felt this, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more cultural deep dives. We're not done talking about this.